In the village of Blackthorn Hollow, weddings were never held in autumn. No one remembered when the rule began. It had simply always been so. The old women said the trees listened in autumn. The old men said the ground was thin. And the oldest among them said nothing at all. But when Daniel Harrow returned from the city with a fiancée de modern for superstition, tradition was tested. Her name was Eliza Moreau, and she did not believe in village ghosts. The story they would not tell Blackthorn would border the village like a wall of ribs tall, crooked oaks whose bark split like old scars. In the center stood a clearing known as the Bride's Ring. Once, centuries ago, a young woman was wed there beneath the harvest moon. Her groom never arrived. Some said he fled. Some said he drowned crossing the marsh. But the bride waited in her lace and wreath of blackthorn blossoms until the moon set. When the villagers returned at dawn, they found only her shoes, and the trees around the clearing had grown closer. After that year, no weddings were held in autumn, because if vows were spoken while the leaves were dying, something else might answer. The decision Daniel insisted on marrying in October. Eliza laughed at the villagers' warnings. "It's charming," she said, "but we're not canceling a wedding because of a bedtime story." The ceremony was arranged in the old stone church instead of the clearing, a compromise. Yet on the morning of the wedding, blackthorn blossoms were scattered along the church steps. They do not bloom in autumn. No one claimed to have placed them there. The first omen when Elisa walked down the aisle, the air shifted. Candles guttered. The church door heavy oak iron-banded swung inward, though no wind touched it. Daniel tried to continue. The priest cleared his throat. "Do you take?" The church bell began to toll. No one had pulled the rope. It rang once, then twice, then 13 times. The villagers went pale. There were only 12 hours marked on that bell. Eliza squeezed Daniel's hand. "It's just old mechanisms," she whispered. Then someone began knocking from outside the church. Slow, deliberate, 3 knocks at a time. The bride at the door, Daniel moved to open it. The villagers shouted for him to stop. But he did not believe in fear without proof. When he pulled the door wide, autumn light flooded in, and a bride stood at the threshold. Her gown was lace, yellowed with age. Blackthorn blossoms circled her brow. Their thorns sunk deep into pallid skin. Her veil clung as if soaked. Her face might once have been beautiful, but her eyes were hollow. Not dark, hollow, as though something had reached inside and scooped her sight away. Leaves blew around her bare feet. "I have come for my vow," she said. Her voice sounded like branches scraping glass. Eliza stepped forward, anger overtaking fear. "This isn't funny." Whoever you are, the hollow bride turned toward her, and the blossoms on her crown tightened. Thin lines of blood ran down her temples. "She speaks over me," the bride murmured. The church walls creaked. Outside, the trees of blackthorn would groaned in answer. The taking Daniel tried to stand between them. The bride tilted her head. "You stand in his place," she said to Eliza. "Then you will wait in mine." The church floor split with a crack like lightning striking stone. Roots thick, pale, writhing burst through the aisle. They did not move blindly. They moved with intent, wrapping around Eliza's wrists, ankles, waist. The villagers fled. Daniel held on until splinters tore into his palms. "Take me instead," he shouted. The hollow bride regarded him. "I waited," she replied. "So will she." The roots dragged Elisa backward, not into the earth, but into the shadow beneath the bride's veil. Her scream cut short, as if swallowed, and then both were gone. The church door slammed. The bell fell silent. The new rule, Daniel searched blackthorn wood for weeks. In the clearing of the bride's ring he found 2 pairs of shoes, one yellowed with age, one new. Blackthorn blossoms bloomed thick around the clearing, though frost had already come. Daniel never left the forest after that. Some say he waits there still. Others say that on certain autumn evenings, if a couple dares to promise forever while the leaves are falling, a knock will come at the door. 3 slow knocks, and if it is opened, the bride will stand there, crowned in thorns, waiting for someone to take her place.